Hey, what is up guys? This is FNH here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how you guys can host your own WordPress website on your own server. Alright, so basically there's two ways to do it. Either you have it hosted on your own server, right, or your own hosting, or you can pay WordPress themselves a monthly fee, and then they can and you can host it on their servers. Obviously there's advantages and disadvantages to both. So for WordPress, hosting it on your own server, obviously you will need to do a lot of the more work up hand, right? So obviously setting up your hosting, importing it, maintaining the database. Basically you're gonna have to maintain it yourself, right? And then on the other hand, if WordPress is hosting your site, if you choose them to host it, their fees are slightly higher, but obviously the benefit is that you can you really don't have to worry much about maintenance and the servers going down, any problem with the hosting, because WordPress themselves will take care of it. All right, and obviously there's benefits for hosting it on your own. Obviously you can get cheaper deals, that's one thing, and second thing is offering a lot more customization. Okay, so obviously if you're hosting it yourself on your own server, right, you can choose a server that allows the right amount of customization that you would want. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you guys how you guys can host it on your own server. It's really simple. A lot of people they think that, oh, I'm not tech savvy, so I don't know how to do it. It's really difficult. I'm going to go step by step and show you guys how to do it very easily and quickly. All right, so first what you want to do is go to wordpress.org. Okay, so there's a wordpress.com website also. The .com is basically it's basically if you want them to host your site. Okay, and then wordpress.org is you can download the code and then basically host it on your own server. So once we're over here, you want to do get WordPress, right? And you want to download whatever the latest WordPress is. Okay, I already have it downloaded, right? And it'll download as a zip file, if you're on Windows, or any other, a RAR file or any other compression file that you have, depending on what operating system you have. All right, so once we're here, next we want to get a hosting. All right, so there's a lot of hostings out here, right? There is many different hostings. That's up to you. Some are pretty expensive, some are cheaper. That's up to you to do your own research. So and for this tutorial, I'm going to be using a free hosting, right, which is infinityfree.net. So I'm using their hosting from them, and then basically, since this is for tutorial purposes, I'll be using their hosting. And obviously there's a downside of using free hosting is basically you do not get it's basically you're not guaranteed just the uptime of your server. They're very weak servers, so if you do generate even a decent amount of traffic, it will cause your site to be down because it can't support that many people, or just in general maybe even become really slow. Okay, but it's really good to have it just to get started with. All right, and most of these hostings providers do have a paid version also. So if you do start off with their free version, you can most of the times upgrade to a free, to their paid servers. All right, so that's one thing you should keep in mind. Another thing is a lot of them, if you get their hosting from them, they will give you the domain name for free. Okay, so right now I have one created over here, which is fnhblog.epz.com. So obviously I would want my blog to be fnhblog.com, but EPZ is basically their domain, right? And they're using fnhblog as a subdomain. All right, so to get a domain, I'm not sure if this website does it, but basically you can basically get fnhblog.com. If you're using their hosting, you can get it for free. All right, but since I'm not using their hosting, and getting a website with like a .com or .net or anything like that does cost money. Okay, whether you get it from GoDaddy or Namecheap or basically any other thing, you're gonna have to buy it. That you cannot really get for free. All right. So yeah. Now since we're here, what we want to do, I have this account created already, right? But what you would want to do is press New Account, right? So obviously, if you make an account on this website, it would be here. But if you're using any other one, it will be all relatively the same. You know, it will maybe slightly differ on here, but once we get into control panel, you know, it's pretty much the same with all web hosting providers. All right, so you know, you want to enter your domain, your free subdomain. I had FNH blog, and then you can choose either epz.com or .rf.gd. Okay, and then these two will automatically be generated. But you know, I already have an account, so I will not create another one. All right, so that's one thing. And now you know, probably have to wait a couple minutes for the account to get set up. You know, you can you know, it shouldn't really take that long. So once it's set up, you can click your account, right? You can see all this here. You can see the status. Mine is active. I've had it up for a little while now, you know, a couple days ago. But yeah, so it gives you all this information, right? You know, obviously you're going to need your passwords, and for here, if you need it for FTP purposes or anything else. All right, so now let's actually go to the website and let's see what's there. Oops, I think I searched instead of going to the site. All right, so this is basically my site. Okay, you guys will probably have a home page over there, but you know, I deleted mine already. I did have a tutorial before, but the recording messed up, so that's why some parts are already done, right? So there will be a default page over here saying something, right, with the background image. But yeah, so next what we want to do is go to the file manager. So let's go to the control panel first. All right, so because depending on which hosting you guys are using, you might not have a file manager option over here. So we'll just go through the control panel. Okay, press got it. So, all right, so now we're at the control panel, right? You guys will probably see something like this. Maybe you guys, whatever hosting you're using might be slightly different because they might be using an older version of the control panel. But you know, the version doesn't really matter. It's all basically the same. You guys will have all these options. If you'll have most of these options, if not all. All right. So next, what we want to do is go to Online File Manager, and we want to go to htdocs. All right. So now over here, you guys will probably have a few, like 1 or 2 files. You just want to basically select those and delete them. Okay. All right, guys. So if your FTP, the online file manager, is not working, for some reason I'm getting timeout issues. What you can do is use an FTP. So you know, you can download a program called FileZilla, right? Or you can use an online one. I'll just use an online one, right? And basically, you want to just connect your FTP. All right. So this is your FTP details. So my FTP username is this, the password is this, right? And for the server, I believe the server would be this, and port 21. All right, so I agree. Okay, so you have to put your email here. All right, so we're here, right? As you guys can see, it's the same exact files that we've seen on the cPanel, right? And we will just go into htdocs and upload, right? And we can basically upload here. Hopefully it will work. So over here, we want to do an archive. So browse, and we want to just put our zip file, press the check. And, you know, I'll just pause this for a second once it's done, and then we'll continue. All right, guys, so now you can see that all the files have been uploaded. Once it's uploaded, you will get this, I guess, confirmation page. Just press to check, right? And now we can go back to our cPanel, right? And we should be able to see it over here, right? You know, you can do this here, or let's just stay here, you know, so because we don't want to move all the files from in here to basically in this directory. All right, so now the way we're going to do that is select all, okay, and then we're going to do move, and basically we just have to remove this from all of it, right? This is obviously the harder way. You know, it is you know, harder to do it this way and longer. The easier way would have been, you know, downloading the a client called FileZilla, and then that's basically a desktop client, and then from there you can easily transfer you know, FTP into your site, right? And then easily transfer from one place to the other. Okay, so you know, you would have the zip file on your desktop, you just select all, right? And then basically just you know, drag and drop it. Okay, so you can see that we got this confirmation. Hopefully it worked. Let's go up, up. All right, so now we're here. We're on htdocs, right? We can delete this WordPress file because that is the file we moved everything out of, right? Select WordPress, delete. Yes. All right, so now basically we are done. All right, so what we want to do now is go to our site. All right, my open link. All right, so now we are at the setup page or the installation page of our website. All right, so whatever language you want to choose, choose it. I have English. So there's a few information we are going to need from our control panel that we can easily find, okay, and that's mainly the database name and information about the database. All right, so where is it? So we need the database name, the username, password, the database host, and the table prefix. All right. So the username and password, so we would have that over here. The database most that, you know, that I guess all hosting will be using would be MySQL. Okay. Oh, my bad. That's the host name, and the username is that. Okay, and now we want to create a database. So we would want to go to MySQL databases, right? Create a database. Oh, okay. So so for the database, we will call this test site. So we have one database here. So let's get the username for this. We have the username, the database name. So that's the database name, and the password, my cPanel password. Okay, hopefully I know what that is. So I'm going to just pause it for 1 minute because I'm not 100% sure what the password is. All right, so I have put the password and I press next. So now basically all you want to do is run the installation. All right, and so now it's the site title, test site, username, test. I'll leave the password to test also. Confirm weak password, test@test.com. Discourage sites from indexing, search engines from indexing. Obviously, this is for SEO. If you want your site to be shown, you would have that unchecked. But since this is a test site and I'm going to take it down right after this, I'll just do that. So now we want to do install, and I believe now if there's any errors, it will tell you whether there's any errors, like connected to the database. So there we have it. And there we have it. That's basically our site. So now if we go to our website, you can see right here, this is the default theme, and basically everything is here. And you can see the URL over here, fnhblog.epz.com. And this is the WordPress control panel where you can, install themes and, different things. So yeah, if you guys have any question or comments, please leave them down below. I'd love to hear it, help you guys out if you have any problems with this. If you like the video, make sure to like it and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.